Okay, I think we're ready. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Santa Cruz Works Flash Tour. We're super excited. This is going to be the first tour. Look at things are already going on. This is going to be the first in a series of Flash tours for the next few weeks. So tune in to santacruzworks.org. We're going to have some amazing tours of local tech companies in our community. But first, we have Jordan Lyman over here with Idea Fab Labs. Hey, how you doing, Jordan? Hey, Matt. I know, this is the 6 foot here distancing. Can you let us into the space? Let's do it together. Go for it. Come on in. Okay, thank you. Okay, well, thank you so much, Jordan, for allowing us to see your space and get to know a little bit more about what you do. Can you start off just so we all know what Idea Fab Labs is? Can you tell us a little bit about what you do when you get here?
Yeah, totally. So Idea Fab Labs is a makerspace, which is a place that people come and make things together. So we give people access to digital fabrication tools, things like 3D printers, laser cutters, CNC machines. We've got a wood shop and a bunch of electronics equipment as well.
Super cool. When did Idea Fab Labs come into Santa Cruz?
We've been here since 2015.
Oh, wow. So it's been a while.
Yeah, here in the Wrigley building as well.
And before, you also have another location at Chico, correct?
We do.
Yeah.
Yeah, a good friend of mine, Aaron Banwell, who's from Santa Cruz.
Okay.
I met him in 2012 when we started our first facility in Chico, where I'm from. And then about 3 years later, 2 years, 3 years, he said, hey, we should do this in my hometown. So we started this facility here.
Oh my goodness, that's super cool. So what are some, this has been a crazy time, the last 8 months or so with, of course, we had the fires, the pandemic. How have you adjusted, during this time for your business? What have you done?
Well, it's definitely been a ride. It feels like more like a couple of years.
Yeah.
And since this is a shared space where people get together and are often working on things in a collaborative fashion, it really shut us down. And it was, legally we were shut down, and safety-wise we were shut down. And so we really had to kind of come up with a new plan. So what we did was we took a call to action and we started manufacturing PPE, which was an emergency need at the time. So we made, I want to say, between both facilities, probably somewhere around 20,000 face masks and maybe 80,000 face shields.
Wow.
Yeah, so we became more of a small scale manufacturing situation. And that really saved us and hopefully saved lives and put us into a position where we were happy to contribute and able to help.
Your mask, I know the actual mask you did a collaboration with a couple of artists, didn't you?
So many artists, actually. Yeah, there's on our website, iflmasks.com, you can go buy all sorts of.
What is that?
It's IFL.
IFL.
Like Idea Fab Labs,
okay.
iflmasks.com.
Okay.
You can go and buy all sorts of different mask collaborations that we did with artists across the world, actually.
That is really cool. Okay, well, I want to find out what you actually really do. I want to, can we get a tour of actually, the space?
Yeah, I want to show you some of the tool zones that we have.
Okay, let's go. I'll follow you this time.
Come on into the space. Come on. So
this is such a cool space to work in.
This is the main area. We've got some electronics work zones. You can see we have a lot of LED light projects that we do and some robotics things. So this is where you can kind of get your hands dirty and put things together and make things turn on.
Cool.
Yeah, let's go look at some of the 3D printers. So we have some workspaces where people can do, design work, which is sort of the foundation for most of what you'd be doing. We have several 3D printers.
What is currently being done right now on this 3D printer?
So in a pinch, we downloaded from thingiverse.com, we downloaded a little baby Yoda model. So that's printing right now in silver. And then I put out some other things. This is David Camp from UCSC. He's one of the electronics music teachers there. They did a concert here a couple years ago, and I scanned and 3D printed a bust of him while the concert was happening. And then we just got some other little things that some bracketry, what do you 3D print? Well, maybe you replace some parts that broke, or maybe you do something fun like a cell phone stand.
So you're saying if you are a member of Idea Fab Lab, you could come here and work on this 3D printer and make a bust of yourself?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so think about Idea Fab Labs like a gym.
Okay.
But it's a gym for creative tools instead of workout equipment, right? So you'd pay a monthly membership fee.
Okay.
You'd come in, and then someone like me or maybe one of our volunteers would train you on the tools that we have that you want to use. You take a safety and basic use course, takes maybe an hour to 2 hours, depending on the tool. And then you come in on your own free time and work on that tool and make whatever you want. You can bring your own materials. We can sell you materials, and you walk away with whatever it is that you make. Some people make art. Some people do furniture, cabinetry. Some people are small scale manufacturers running their business out of our space.
Okay, I'm sorry. I have to go back to this. So you have a scanner.
Yeah.
Like somebody, like I could get, and if you can see my nose under this thing, I got this whole face here, but you can actually scan my face somewhere. You have like the machinery to do that.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
And
we could do it if you guys want to stay a little longer.
I don't think we have, it takes a little bit of time, right?
A little bit of time.
Yeah, I don't have time. But that is amazing. So, and you have like even not just adults, but you have young people that come in here as well, don't you?
Yeah, we sure do. There's definitely a couple parent-child pairs that come in. We don't allow kids to come by themselves.
Yeah,
we don't do child care, but there's definitely more than a couple youngsters who come in and have learned how to use the laser cutters or 3D print stuff all the time. And it's fun to watch people. It's fun to watch it click.
Okay, well, let's see some other clicking. Let's see what else you have. Let's go to some equipment.
Come on over here. So we have two very large laser cutters. They are laser beams that can cut through material, right? So you can either engrave or cut all the way through several kinds of materials. Mostly wood. People work in wood, also in leather, and in different plastics. These ones don't do metal. The machine's off right now. When we turn it on, the vacuum system kind of would make it hard for us to talk. So it's off right now, but you can see some examples of what it might look like if you were cutting something out. And then over here, I've got some finished examples. So you can engrave photos like that. You can build different kinds of models, cut things apart and assemble them together.
Can I ask about this one? So this looks not just almost engraved, but almost looks like burnt. I mean, is it making different layers, and that's why the different color? I mean, how does it give that dimension?
So it's absolutely burning it.
Oh, it is. Okay.
It's going across with something like this. The laser head is going to go back and forth like a printer, scanning and burning away line by line this image into this. And it does have different depths, and you can feel the texture of it.
That is just amazing.
So it is a really cool technique.
Again, these are just like great things for, just the family to have.
The laser cutters have got to be the most magical and empowering tools that I've ever used. They're very easy to use. They're very quick, so you can learn really fast. Hey, that didn't really work out how I wanted it to. Try it again really quick. And you can kind of see the different things. We've done almost all of our signage with the machine, engraving into this kind of material. You can do other kinds of art pieces and signage with it by just cutting pieces out, gluing them together, painting the different layers, different colors, and you get something really nice.
Was this inspired by the coronavirus?
I'm just going to say it was.
Yeah,
it's actually an unfinished assemblage of another lantern sculpture that I have a finished version of over there. This is kind of an in-process piece.
I'm sorry, is this actually decoration, or is this also in the same machine?
Yeah, this is all. Yeah, this is all.
So it's not just wood.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
This
what
is
are
acrylic.
materials?
This is acrylic.
Okay.
This is cardboard here, and I like to show people cardboard because what you discover is you can be really, really quick and try and test something out in cardboard
before you
commit to your nice solid wood.
So this is John Rawls, right? This is
it's actually Julie Rawls.
Julie Rawls.
John's her husband, and she was one of our featured artists here. We did the open studios together, her and I, and this is just an early piece of her work, and she did a whole series of these hand-drawn local signage, really wonderful.
I love the different, things you could do here. So many, and not just functionality, but so many artists collaborate and get involved with you.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Okay, and I'm sorry. Tell me a little bit about this piece that Doug is actually zooming in on. This looks like a Joy Division album cover.
Absolutely a Joy Division. What do you call this? It's like an interpretation.
Okay,
interpretation. Christopher Maddox over here is one of the main guys. He's a fabricator, and he did this for fun on this machine. So you can see all the burnt edges, and then he's got an acrylic frame for it. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's just, this seems like just a space to let your mind wander.
Yeah, it's a little bit more slow now because of the coronavirus, but before that, you could walk in here and you could really see people doing all sorts of different stuff, which is fun. You watch people just...
And you get inspired by what they're doing.
Oh my God, I could do this, but I could do it with my art that I want to do, and then it sort of snowballs really quickly.
So if you have a question for Jordan, then please put it in the chat. So you can put it in the chat or the Q&A. We're going to do a couple other parts of the tour, and then we're going to go to the Q&A. So again, if you have a question, he's here for you. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, let me show you.
Oh, you have more.
Let me show you this thing real quick that I have. I'm just going to plug this thing in.
Okay, so we get a light show here.
Yeah.
Let's see.
See if it works.
Does this mirror make me look better?
So this is all laser cut too, but I used mirrored acrylic and I put LEDs inside of this. And so it's got this infinity mirror effect. But I mean, you can really dive deep into using the laser cutter to make sculptures and art pieces. It's a really fun process.
That is amazing. So that I was going to ask you about that. I'm sorry.
This is the final, yeah. Well,
yeah.
So that I just have this. This is actually also what was printing on that 3D printer. This is the same file printed out. It's this little baby Yoda.
So that's how we get more viewers, right? We put baby Yoda in anything.
It pretty much works.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as they don't take you down by Disney taking you down. It's our little mascot for this laser cutter over here.
Okay, so I think we have at least one more. No, two more things. Let's go.
Let's go. We'll go in the wood shop next. So we have a pretty much full wood shop. There might be a tool here or there that we might need to get enhanced, but I want to bring you guys in here. We've got a large wood shop. Basic tools: table saw, bandsaw, chop saw, drill press, planer, sanders, lathe, all that stuff that you might expect.
Can I ask you before you go into it?
Yeah.
So, I mean, from someone like me, I mean, I did take some wood shop, but when I look at this, this looks intimidating. So, do you actually teach the members how to use this gear, this equipment?
So, under normal circumstances, we do.
Okay.
Right now, because our main woodshop guy, he doesn't want to come in and teach people for proximity reasons.
Of course.
He don't want to stand over anyone's shoulder and make sure that they're using the tool correctly. So he's willing to check people off as long as they have woodshop experience and
Right.
you can watch them from a distance and say, yes, okay, you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
You're good to go. So right now we're limited on actually fully training people on this equipment.
But we seem to get back to normal.
Yeah, these tools, I'm pretty comfortable showing people. It's not as much of a hands-on thing. It's more we use a computer, watch the machine. So
what is this? Talk about this.
So this is a large woodworking tool. It's called a ShopBot CNC router table. And what it is it's like a handheld router that you would hold and you would do maybe like edging on something or pocket joints. But it's strapped to this big robot and you can tell the robot what to do. It doesn't require programming in the traditional sense, but there's software you can use to tell it what to do. And it will trace paths on this table and cut wood out, just spinning router blade, right? So it has like a bit like this that spins at a high speed and it goes down and over and you can cut things out. So here's an example of a chair that was cut out of a piece of wood, a single piece of wood on this machine, and then assembled, painted, assembled. And you can do all sorts of other artistic things. You know, here's just some geometry that I carved out one day as a test. So I used this special bit that has an angle and it carved these nice chamfers into here. We stained it first and then carved it out. And here's an example. It's a little dusty here. Here's an example of a really, really complex 3D carving that was done. So this was flat like this, and the bit came and carved out all of this material until this image was remaining.
So if you said, you know, it's a program, could I actually go to the program right now and just start playing around with it? Or is this something you would have to like, I have to have CAD work or something ahead of time?
No, you would need, so this, for example, remember we were talking about scanning you?
Yeah.
So this is a scan of Aaron.
Okay.
Of Aaron Banwell, who's my business partner up in Chico. He had someone scan him. He's got a hoodie on and some sunglasses. Then what he did was he took the model and he duplicated it, copy paste, rotated it.
Wow.
Then he brought it into VCarve, which is the program for this. And he, you know, it was a full body thing, but then he squished it down so that it was this height. And then put it into the machine and said, I want you to 3D carve. It's actually like almost too easy. You will run into some challenges here and there, but it's like, this shouldn't be that easy. But then this takes like, if you really want to do this right, it takes like 30 hours to do.
Oh, to actually
carve. Yeah. This is because it's
so
such
it's on
a
this
detailed
machine.
Thing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Wow. Okay.
We might have special privileges to run the machine that long.
Okay, so we still have a little bit more, but again, if you have a question for Jordan, please put it in the Q&A. And if you have a question, of course, you can always talk to each other in the chat. But if you have a question, put it in the Q&A.
And we'll answer it in 5 minutes.
And we'll answer it in about 5 minutes, as Doug let me just know. Okay, so we have a couple of examples of some other work you've been doing. You want to go look at that?
Yeah, let's go out in the main room and we'll just look at some other stuff on the table. Sure you don't want to get scanning?
I do, but I don't think we have 2 hours. Again, I just love being in this space. It is so inspiring. Okay, cool here. Show me some stuff you've been
So
working
we just
on.
brought some stuff out because, when we were doing work for the local community, PPE work, one of the most popular things, this is what happened in the maker community. They said, what can we do from home, right? And one of the main things that people were able to do was 3D print these headbands. You want me to quiet them? So this is a really popular one. It's the Prusa headband. And you could download this file and you could 3D print it on almost any normal size 3D printer. And we were able to kind of do 2 at once like this on our beds. And so for almost 3 months, we were every day, and we could get maybe somewhere around 18 a day.
Okay.
So we were 3D printing, boom, we had one there, one over there, and then we're just, is it done? Switch it. And so we cut a bunch of these, and then we were also able to, on our laser cutter, cut this polycarbonate, which is the face shield, the lens. So, I mean, we made several hundred of these, and then we got to the point where we were doing, I don't actually have any examples of the more handmade ones we did, but we converted this whole space into an assembly line with a vinyl cutter, so a large vinyl cutter. We had a rolled plastic. We would pull the plastic in, cut it. We had someone there. They would take these lines. We'd pass them on to another 2 workstations, and we had paper choppers, and we were cutting the lenses to size. And then we'd round the corners, and then we would pop them onto this and put them in a box, and they get picked up and taken away.
Again, that is why, actually, I'm not sure if I even mentioned it. Jordan and the Idea Fab Lab has been nominated this year for Hometown Hero Awards. We had so many people in our community that went above and beyond to do more, do something, try to help out the community. And that's hard because a lot of businesses are struggling, and still you took so much time to actually do something for the community. So really thank you for that. If you want to find out more about the Hometown Hero Award, please go to santacruzworks.org. But thank you so much, Jordan.
Yeah, thank you guys for that. And it was a community effort, and it was sort of a special opportunity that we had to even be able to step up that way. So we did our best.
So, okay, here's the next one. This is like the altered version of the coronavirus.
Yeah, so
meets Star Wars.
So my sort of geek out on all of these tools has been to make these geometric shapes. So this is the finished completed version of the one that was over there. And all those little spikes are actually what hold these little cell walls in. So laser cut construction. And I love teaching people how to do this. I mean, I don't have any formal training in engineering. I'm more of a software guy.
Okay.
So all of this has been just a fun kind of a hobby experience. But the only reason I know how to do any of this stuff is because I hang out here with people who do have that knowledge. They come in, I see them do something cool. I'm like, oh, I could do that to make one of these. And so it's been just a fun journey, not just me doing it, but watching other people get to that point as well.
So you're saying it's not a bad, it's not bad to go into work for you.
No,
Yeah.
no, it's been, it really is a dream job.
Let me ask you, what is that? What, like every morning when you get up in the morning, like what excites you about coming into the lab?
So it's always been the people. It's always been the people that come in here and are discovering things and learning things, and I can help them. So I get a lot of joy from that, but I also get a lot of that knowledge through osmosis. Like almost every week we get several new people who have different skills, have different knowledge, and I get to benefit from being around those people all the time. So, and then there is something about when everyone's in here and working together and helping each other that just feels sort of transcendent from your normal work experience.
It's the community.
It really is, yeah. And we've done big art shows here and had concerts, and people come together and enjoy themselves and celebrate and make cool stuff and contribute to that. So I think that's what it is for me.
What was the gum event, or what was that? You had, it was kind of like a monthly thing, wasn't it?
It wasn't monthly. It was quarterly.
Okay.
And what we did was we have a resident artist program. It's called the IFL Tech Art Incubator Program. So we'll bring an artist in, we crash course them in the tools that we have, and they take their artistic process and augment it with digital fabrication. And when they're finished with their body of artwork that they've chosen to make, we put on an event. And so we've sort of started timing that here in Santa Cruz with this seasonal quarterly thing, which was themed because we're in the old Wrigley chewing gum factory.
Which it used to smell like gum, even like a couple years ago.
Now it smells like burned wood.
Yeah, exactly.
But we did double mint, juicy fruit, big red, and then winter fresh. And then we've hit pause on the world.
Well, let's go to ask them. Oh, you want to show?
Anything else?
Yeah, point it out whatever you want.
Oh, I thought you.
Yeah. So is this actually working right now? This
Yeah, so there's a gentleman who's been a member for quite a while named Todd Anderson, and he does a business called Storm Fins. And I gotta say, he was way ahead of the curve. He was one of the first guys to get one of these Prusa printers and start printing these large. These are surfboard fins. I'm so impressed. He uses Fusion 360, which is an Autodesk 3D modeling CAM software, and he goes in and takes aerospace like NASA and Air Force like wing specs for all these different like going through air, and then adapts them to be surfboard fins. This has actually got this crazy side fin action going on here. It's just like top of the line advanced surf tech.
that is super cool.
Yeah, and he rocks it on a basically what you'd consider to be a desktop home 3D printer. And the printers these are good printers, and I would advocate for anyone who's interested in 3D printing too.
Can I ask you about that, about 3D printing? And for one thing, what is it actually made of? So I see the spool there.
Yeah, that's Twizzlers, man.
This was since the movies aren't really playing as much, you needed something with it.
Yeah, right. So what it is it's there's definitely different kinds of materials that you can choose from now.
Okay.
The most commonly used is PLA. It's polylactic acid. It's a corn-based non-toxic plastic, and it's a great. You kind of want to use that all the time for everything until you need something else. It will biodegrade, so then you kind of, if you leave it in the sun, it'll get fragile. So it's not always the best. What he's using, I'm almost certain, is PETG. Forget the actual name or what that stands for, but it's a much more resilient plastic. It won't become brittle in the sun, and it's a food safe plastic. And we did a lot of that for those headbands. Are all PETG. So you can also do flexible filaments and things like that, nylon. There's some with like wood particles inside, so it looks like it's kind of like a wood grain. So there's a lot of different options, and they come in these spools. And this is basically a hot glue gun.
Really?
Strapped to a machine, yeah. It's a very hot glue
Yeah.
gun. So he's probably running it at around, so he's running at 240 degrees Celsius right here, 240 C, so that's twice boiling. Over twice boiling.
Oh my goodness. So you don't want to touch it.
So you don't really want to touch that part that's pushing the plastic out, but
this is something we're going to be able to, for so many other things, 3D printing. If we need to make a car part, a piece, or something, we can make it now ourselves.
Yeah, and there's companies in San Jose that are doing metal, and they're really expensive machines, and it's a whole process using lasers and aluminum, and sometimes it's dangerous, explosive, in the middle state. But you can make metal, custom 3D printed metal parts. It's not here yet.
Yeah,
but
we're living in the future.
Yeah, it's happening for sure. It's a really cool industry, and it grows really fast, and there's always something.
And here's a side note from the videographer here. At the UCSC Genomics Institute, they're using 3D printers to create brain cells. So
yeah, that's a different process.
Yes.
When is that coming to the here?
you know, when we get funded for that. Yeah.
Okay, so again, if you have any questions for Jordan, we're going to go over to the Q&A right now. I'm going to check out some of the questions you're asking. We'll ask him, and then we'll end off the tour. So let's move over here. Okay. Okay, that's good. Get your chair, Jordan. Let's see.
I'll stay over here.
Yeah, okay. Let's get you there. Okay, so first question. Again, if you have questions, put it in the Q&A. If, like, after all of this craziness of the pandemic is over, what are your future plans? Do you have like other things you want to do in this space?
In the space?
Yeah.
Man, I mean, I think I really enjoy making big art, doing things like, you know, large installations for cities, Burning Man art, stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to that being an opportunity again to kind of congregate with people and experience art together. So that mission hasn't really changed, but doing it with people in here is really, that's
important.
What we want. Yeah.
Well, that is one of the questions. So how, now I know there's probably some restrictions, but can people still become a member right now, even during the pandemic?
Yeah, we definitely have relatively strict COVID protocols, you know, enforcing masks and cleanup, and there's, you know, you'll see there's isopropyl alcohol and cleaners and hand sanitizer everywhere. So we are enforcing all that. Unfortunately, we have really good ventilation here. So everything is, you know, all the air is constantly moving out from the front out in the wood shop and out. So I feel pretty comfortable about that.
Very tall ceilings.
Yeah, we're welcoming people back in.
How does somebody become
at a cautious
member?
rate?
Yeah.
So the best way right now is to, we're filming right now. Yeah. The best way is to use the website, santacruz.ideafablabs.com, and sign up for a new member orientation. And then I'll follow up with you, and you schedule that for you, and you can come meet me, and we'll sit down and I'll tell you the rules and point at the fire extinguishers and sign you up for membership.
Great. Awesome. Okay. Well, I think that is it. Doug, is there anything I'm missing? No? Okay. We are good. So again, this is just the first of these super fast tours that we're doing basically through November and December. Please go to santacruzworks.org, find out more information about all of the tours that we're doing, plus all the other things that we do for the community and the tech community. Again, Jordan, give the website so everybody knows what the website is.
Yeah, it's ideafablabs.com. Click on the Santa Cruz link, and that'll take you to our side, and you can use the contact form or the RSVP sign up to get a membership.
Okay, Jordan, can we go do the scan of my head?
Yeah, if you're ready.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah. All right.